You see, in the beginning, there was no mind. The need for survival created the mind. Like you have to develop a fight or a flight response in order to survive, and you need a computer to handle that. And that's when the mind emerged. And the mind, in order to survive, has to keep going. It has to be continuously engaged in the activity of becoming. I am poor, I must become rich. There is becoming. I am not famous, I must become famous. There is becoming. I am unhealthy, I must become healthy. There is becoming. Unless there's continuous work, continuous becoming, the mind will collapse. Because the mind is only that activity of becoming. So now, when certain things do not interest you, you start asking fundamental questions. Otherwise, the mind will perish. So you must ask such questions where you cannot find the answers. So, who am I? Really, you can't find the answer for that through the mind. And who created God? Is there a God or not? When did this universe begin? Or how big the universe is? Or who created God? These are irrelevant questions. But then they have no answers. And since they have no answers, throughout your life or throughout your lives, you can go on seeking the answers. What happened to the Buddha? He had everything in life. He was a prince. He had 750 dancing girls to entertain him. He had 3 palaces. Yet after his child was born, he left all that and went away. Because there's nothing for him to seek. Therefore, the fundamental question the Buddha was grappling with was, what is the ultimate truth? That was the whole thing. And what did the Buddha discover? He discovered that there is no such thing as the ultimate truth. That was his enlightenment. So, you raise these questions in order to survive, in order that the mind survives. For example, the question, who am I? Who are you? Who are you? Because all of you must be asking at some time the question, who am I? You are the Atman? So you'll of course find in the scriptures, you are the Atman, you are one with Brahman. Some say you are one with God, some say no, you have to live with God. This and that. But actually, who are you? You are that question. That's all. By asking that question, who am I, you are surviving. That's all. There are no answers to these questions. The question would disappear. And if the question disappears, you disappear. That's all. What happened to a Buddha? The question disappeared. What is the ultimate truth? Siddhartha disappeared and Buddha emerged. Venkataraman, the boy, asked the question, who am I? The question disappeared and Venkataraman went away, only Ramana remained. So also for everybody. So there are no answers to these questions. They are simply games, tricks played by the mind in order that it continues to survive. Because you have to survive, no? And you have identified yourself with the mind. But there are people who take no recourse to the mind. The mind comes in when required. Otherwise, there is no mind. When you are eating, you are thinking about something else. When you are eating, you should eat. When you are drinking, you should drink. When you are relating to your wife, you must just relate to her in the moment. Whereas you think of what she did yesterday, what she will do tomorrow. These are the mind's games. And therefore, you do not ever relate to your wife, to your child, to anybody for that matter, because the mind is all the time interfering and distorting what is happening. Images come in. When you freshly got married, there are not many images. But then very quickly images come in. They come in from society, from your parents, from everywhere. And through those images, you look at your wife. A beautiful relationship often gets destroyed the moment marriage takes place. Most of you are aware of it. But now, it's put into a framework called marriage. The father-in-law comes in, the mother-in-law comes in, everybody comes in, your friends come in, and it's a totally different image. And then the people don't relate. The images start relating to each other. When images relate, there's no life in it. Why is there no life in you? You think you're living? No. You are just managing to exist. That's all. You are great escape artists. All of you have an MBA in the art of managing suffering. So cleverly you are managing a little bit in family, little bit in money, little bit in fame, little bit here, little bit there. It's good. I'm not saying don't do these things. I'm saying for heaven's sake, do all these things. There's nothing that you can do. And thus you're escaping every moment from what is going on. If you're drinking coffee, that's what is going on at that moment. If you will not escape from that act by thinking about something, you will know what it is to enjoy coffee. Then you are equal to a Buddha. When the Buddha was first asked after his enlightenment, how do you feel, sir, now? And the Buddha said, when I'm eating a tangerine, I'm eating a tangerine. That is, he's only doing that. The mind was switched off. Only people in whom the mind has been switched off, where thought has ceased, only they can say, I am living. Because what is thought? Thought is the flow of memory. And what is memory? Memory is always of yesterday. And what is yesterday is always dead. So death is flowing through you. That's all. And if you are to die to the past, that is real death. You come alive. You are alive to the moment. It could be eating a chili, a masala vada, or a dosa, or watching a movie, or relating to your wife, whatever act you're involved in. You are really involved in it. That is when you start living. And you don't live. We are not saying give this up or give that up. No. We are just telling you experience reality as it is. That is when you are fully evolved as a human being. That is the purpose of existence, the purpose of living. But you are just living simply because you are afraid to die. Deep inside, there's nothing but fear. Go inside, layer after layer after layer. There's only fear at the core of your being. The fear which the mind has projected. And all the time you're escaping from that. Otherwise there's no meaning to your life. Every pursuit of yours is an escape from that core fear. And of course, how you would escape is determined by the program. That's what your lives are all about. And what we are trying to do is to move you from existing to living. Once you start living, you're a happy human being. If people in the world are happy, it'll be a happy world, isn't it? Can a happy human being harm others? He cannot. Only an unhappy human being who has pain inside himself could possibly harm another. Otherwise, you just cannot harm another person if you're happy. And the people all over the world become happy, it'll become a happy world. And that is heaven on earth. But because we are unhappy with our wives, we're unhappy with our children, we're unhappy with our parents, we're unhappy with our friends. All this collective unhappiness or this collective violence is what manifests in the world as terrorism, as war, and all other conflicts. It's not that nations are responsible, politicians are responsible. No. That's only at the surface level. Deep inside, we are responsible. We are unhappy human beings. We are beings who are in conflict with ourselves and in conflict with others. And that conflict is what is manifesting in the external world. So unless we as individuals transform ourselves, there's no hope for mankind. We had so many revolutions, the French Revolution, the American Revolution, the Chinese Revolution, the Russian Revolution, so many revolutions. But has man changed? No. That pain remains, that suffering remains, that violence remains in different forms. Like earliest human beings wanted a spear or a stone. We want a car or an aeroplane. Desire remains. Object of desire has changed. He had the fear of the tiger. You have fear of the share market. Fear remains. So it continues like that. So unless we transform inside, there's no hope for us, or for our societies, or for our nations, or for the world at large.